Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So I'm filming at nighttime and I like to have my windows open for a cool breeze, and my neighbors, I swear, they have a party. It seems like every single night is going down over there. So if you hear any noise in the background, that's what it is. And let me put my phone on vibrates. Okay, so for today I'm going to be showing you my foundation collection, and then at the end of that I'm going to give you my recommendations as far as what I think is the best foundation for your skin type. Keep in mind that I have oily skin, so pretty much I'll probably say about 80% of my foundations are going to be geared towards oily skin, and then the rest are going to be kind of like that in between that can be used on both oily and dry. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is actually a question that I get on a regular, all the time, all week long with my clients. What kind of foundation should I use? So I'm going to show you my collection first, and this is not in any particular order whatsoever. So let's go. So starting off, since this is the first thing that I'm picking up here, this Sephora Perfect Mist Airbrush Foundation. So I bought this randomly. This is a very sporadic impulse buy. I just thought it was super cool that you kind of shake it and it's sprayed. Now I'm very familiar with Dior's, what was it, Dior Skin Star Foundation. I had that foundation. That is hands down the most beautiful foundation I have ever put on my face in my life. However, that stuff jacked my skin up so bad. I don't know if maybe because like the Dior foundation it just has a really strong fake fragrance, which fragrance really doesn't bother me too much, but that I got so many breakouts and bumps, so I was just like, gotta give it away. So it was like $50-some, and I was pissed that I had to give it away, but however, it just wasn't worth the integrity of my skin. So, and they also have a spray formulation, so I knew I wasn't even gonna mess with a Dior spray. So when I saw this in Sephora, one of the girls working there, I saw her spray it on her face, and I was like, well, wait a minute, you got an airbrush look just like that. So this is a super easy foundation to use. You literally shake it. I like to either do it when I'm naked or if I have a robe on, just simply because it will spray all over the place. And probably you should wear a headband too, because I found when I do use it, I kind of get it in my hairline. So I just spray it on my face, and I will either take a stippling brush or a Real Techniques brush and just blend out wherever it needs and then out the door. If you're looking for a super quick foundation routine, this is a good one. So Sephora Perfect Mist Airbrush Foundation, bomb. After that, I have the Maybelline Fit Me. This formulation is the matte and poreless because, like I said, I am oily. If you are more dry to normal, then they have the, what is it? I think it's like the dewy and smooth, and that is honestly why I like this Maybelline foundation so much, because of the color range. Unfortunately, for the matte and poreless, this is the deepest, but for the dewy and smooth, there is one that's a little bit, that is deeper than this, and it does seem to warm a little bit more warmer. So if you're more warmer red tones, that's going to be good for you. But this Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation is just as good as my MAC Matchmaster. Like, to me, I feel like this is like a high-end foundation just in a drugstore form packaging. The only flaw that I can say about this foundation is it has no pump. But there is a site called, I think it's Beauty MP. I will have it up here on my screen somewhere, but you can get a pump for all foundations there, and it's like $5 or $6, so I'll definitely be sure to leave that somewhere on the screen for you. But this is a dope foundation. Then after that, with some more drugstore foundation, this is the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Foundation. Now what attracted me to this was that it said airbrush finish, so I was kind of like, okay, we'll see. I like that this has a pump. Now, to be honest, because I don't like to lie, I've only used this 2 times, but the 2 times that I did use this, I did like it. This is the shade Cocoa, and oh, I'm sorry, my other shade here for the matte and poreless was Coconut. So I like this. It blends out really nice and smoothly. Would I say that it was airbrush? I'm gonna say no. I just feel like it was just, you know, your regular old basic foundation, but this is also a nice one to have. And then this one, this is like the first foundation I ever got into. Not this particular bottle, this is not my first ever foundation, but when I first jumped into makeup, especially foundation, because it took me a while to really get into foundation, this was the first foundation that I tried, and this is the Revlon Color Stay Foundation, 24 hours. Again, just like the Maybelline Matte and Poreless, this one has different formulations as well, so you can get this one for the combination to oily or normal to dry. So I really like that option, just simply because it's hard to find a foundation formula that's good enough for your skin. skin type. So the fact that these two are Maybelline and Revlon are drugstore brands, that means they're affordable and they have that option. That's a plus. The only thing they need to work on is, of course, skin shades, but that's what happens when you are talking about drugstore foundation. The next foundation after this is the Marc Jacobs Remarcable foundation. This foundation, okay, so when I was working in New York in September, I went to Sephora, of course. I think I went to all three. I think it's 3 Sephoras in there, Times Square and just in the area. Anyway, I was just browsing through, had no intention of buying anything, just going just because it's Sephora and I just go for no reason. And I saw this and I was just like, oh, okay, what is this? Tried it out, put it on, looked bomb. I don't know if it's just me, but has anyone else noticed that the Sephora lighting is like, it's crappy. It's not good at all. So I tried it on, looks great or whatever. I bought it, didn't wear it the whole time I was there, got it back home, whipped it out, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so it's not a dropper and it's not a pump. I'm really not digging this at all. I don't even really know what you call this. It's like this little wand thing and then the foundation, and when I close it, my camera's probably not even going to focus, but when I close it, it's like the foundation kind of gathers at the top and then it gets all gross and crusty. So I'm like, Marc Jacobs, really? This was $55. You could have did better than that. But this is the applicator. When I brought this foundation home and tried it, I hated it. I did not like it. The reason why I did not like it is just simply because I did not realize that I was using way too much. If you are looking for a full coverage foundation, this is it. You want to cover everything from your soul. This will cover it. It is so pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way with this foundation. This really isn't something that I grab that often, which it should be because it's expensive, but I don't dislike it. But once I learned how to use it, I was like, okay, so very, very high pigmented foundation. It'll cover any and everything that you have on your face. Little bit goes a long way. And then moving on to, oh, I forgot about this foundation. This is the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse Foundation. Unscrew it. So this is what it looks like. And it's not a liquid. It's not a cream. I don't even know what I would call this because it's like a solid, you know? And so you just dip your finger in there and then it just kind of glides on nice and smooth. If you are dry, do not try this because this will catch on any dry patch that you have. But I like to use this over the summertime. Right now, this is the shade Cocoa and it is too dark for me right now, but in the summertime, this is my perfect shade. I like it because it is matte foundation. It matches my shade to the T. It does not oxidize. It doesn't turn red or orange on me. This is really, really good. So if you are oily skin, give this a go. And the finish of this foundation, I feel, is more of an airbrush finish. How I normally do it, I stick my finger in there and I just kind of rub it on my skin, and then if I need to blend something out, I'll just grab my beauty blender. I would not recommend using a brush with this just simply because, like I said, it's not a cream, it's not a liquid. So use your fingers, rub in, and then you can use your beauty blender to blend the rest out. And after that, this is the Kat Von D Lock-In Foundation. So I was scared of this foundation when I first got it because, sorry, heard a beeping noise. I was scared of this foundation when I first got it because I heard that this was like, this covers tattoos. So this covers tattoos. I'm thinking, oh, I'm not even going to look like the same person when I'm done. But this is a really, really, really good foundation. Again, if you're someone that likes a beat face, full coverage, don't want to see anything, you will love this foundation. I love this foundation. The shade range is kind of tricky. My shade in this foundation is Deep 74. I believe the one under it is Deep 72. I feel like there needs to be one more just in between, but Kat Von D, she is hands down one of my favorites just ever in life. I think she's so dope. This is a really good foundation. If you're dry, do not touch this. You will not like this. If you're someone that does not like a full coverage, again, do not try this. However, if you are oily and you're looking for a mattifying foundation that is full coverage, it is good. And then another thing that I was also worried about with this foundation is that it'll feel heavy. It's not heavy at all and it blends out easily, but you have to blend it really, really fast. I would recommend using a damp beauty blender so that way, because it does dry kind of fast, but if you catch it just in time, you can blend it out with no problem. Then after that, I have this CoverGirl Queen CC cream. I could give two craps, honestly, about BB creams and CC creams. I just think they are just a watered down foundation, and I feel like it's kind of silly. This is just my opinion. Remember, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got them, but I feel like, in my opinion, it is silly to buy a high-end BB cream, CC cream, just simply because you can take your favorite foundation, mix it with your moisturizer, and there you go. So, because if I'm going to be spending, you know, $30+ on a foundation, I need for it to have some power. I need for it to be a little bit full coverage. I need for it to keep me oil free, keep me nice and matte. So you won't see me paying any money for a high-end BB CC cream. But of course, you know, I'm a makeup junkie and I just had to try it, and I don't like this. And I think the reason why I don't like this is just simply because I think the shade is off. It says golden honey, but it just looks really, let me see if I can, it just looks really ashy on my skin. I don't know, it's to me, that's not golden honey. This is cool tone, and when I think of golden honey, to me, I think of warm, but this is not warm at all on my skin. So I can't say that I don't like the formula of it, because as soon as I put it on, I was like, take it off. But as far as the shade range, this does not work for me. So that is that. And then moving on to another one, this is the Maybelline Pure BB. Okay, so I just got this just once again because I was curious. And this is 8-in-1 Beauty Balm Skin Clearing Perfector 2% Salicylic Acid Acne Treatment. So when I saw that, because I do have acne prone skin, I was like, okay, let's give it a go. This is pretty amazing. When I think of BB creams or CC creams, I don't think of any coverage. This actually gives me coverage. I'm not someone that looks for like a 100% full coverage face beatdown. If you see some of my skin, I'm okay. My main reasoning for wearing foundation is just to, number one, give me a little bit more color to my skin, just simply because my face is, I feel like, way lighter than the rest of my body. And I just feel like a little extra color just makes me look more alive and healthy. So if it's not full coverage, I'm okay with that. However, I was really impressed with this because it gave me coverage. I would say this is probably about a medium coverage, and if I really wanted to, I could build this up. Definitely, if you're trying to get more coverage with this, I would say color correct, because, you know, little things in your face, like if you have, like, I know I have like a couple dark spots on my cheeks from where I had acne, that will push through. But if you color correct and then put this on, you'll be good to go. So this is really good. That's one of my faves. And then one of my holy grail favorite foundations, this is actually the foundation I have on my face right now, the MAC Matchmaster. This is my favorite MAC foundation. I tried the, what's it called? The Studio Fix Fluid. Hate it. Don't like it. That is a crappy foundation. I don't know if because I've been using the Matchmaster for so long, but this, if you were oily, you will love this because this is mattifying. I use this. This is my summertime foundation, or if I want to wear foundation to work and I know I have a long day, it gets hot in the salon, this will stay on, keeps me matte. I don't look crazy and all greasy and oily. And it seems to last me all day long. Now, I'm not one of those girls that's like, oh yeah, I want a foundation that lasts for 12 hours. If it's gone by like hour 6 or 7, I'm okay, because I do sweat. And also keep in mind that when you are oily, there is nothing in this world that's going to completely stop your oil from coming through. In fact, you don't want that, because first of all, if you are oily, that is actually a good thing. It took me a while to actually realize that, but oil will help you with the wrinkles. So if you have that extra hydration in your skin, that means you're going to be less prone to getting wrinkles soon. So that is actually a plus. But I love this foundation. Great for the summertime. If you are dry, don't touch it. Don't look at it. You will hate this. And then moving on to my newer foundations here. Let me get my little tray. Let's start with Makeup Forever. So I bought this one back in August, just simply because I was like Ultra HD. I never bought any Makeup Forever foundation before. And so I was curious. I heard this looked really good on camera. And it does. So this is one of those foundations that looks great on all skin tones, all ages, all skin types. Makeup Forever, I will tell you now, their color range, as far as like, they have a ton of colors, but it took me, I think, 2 or 3 times before I could actually match my color. So it can be a little tricky, but I like this because this does photograph beautifully. And I love this for my teenagers or my more mature women. I just feel like this sets on the skin much more better. It doesn't much more better. I feel like it sets on the skin way better than a lot of other foundations. It doesn't settle in fine lines, wrinkles, etc. And then the same thing, I just got this because I was like, I don't have anything in the stick formula, and I like to use the stick formula when I'm traveling, just simply because it's lightweight. It's easy. I can just rub it on my forehead, on my cheeks, on my nose, take my damp beauty blender, blend it out, and it's easy. It takes me no time. So if you're someone that likes a quick makeup routine, get the stick formulation. And they last the same, they look the same. There really isn't any difference as far as the appearance. It's just that one is a liquid, one is a stick. And then after that, I was so excited to finally get my hands on this. Okay, so this is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. They relaunched and they came out with lighter shades and deeper shades, which is dope because I feel like the very, very fair girls and the very, very deep girls are always the ones that are left out. So this is the deepest shade. This is actually Mahogany, and it's not very deep in my opinion, but you know, they tried. So we'll give them some points for trying. But this foundation looks like skin. If you're looking for a skin like foundation, this is a go-to. Looks beautiful, blends easily. This is another one. I feel like this can work on all skin types and all skin tones. Beautiful, beautiful finish. Like it really, whenever I put this on and I take photos, it looks like skin. Whenever I wear it to work, I get tons of compliments from clients at work. So if you're looking for something that it gives you probably about medium coverage, but it doesn't like give you a full face beat down, this is it. Okay, so then the Stila Aqua Glow. This foundation for me, I was a little nervous just simply because Aqua Glow. I am naturally already glowy. So when I saw this, I was just kind of like, I don't know, we'll see. I love this foundation. And I love this more so in the cooler climates, and that's honestly the reason why I bought it, just simply because the winter time, for some reason, my skin, it's never done this before, it went haywire. So I felt like it was just very dry, and I had a few dry patches, and my mattifying foundation just wasn't cutting it for me. So I put this on, and instantly it gave me a natural glow. Now I was nervous because, like I said, give me a few minutes and my oils will push through, but it was no big deal. I just blotted it. The only thing about this is, once again, I feel like the shade range, there is one a little bit, this one's dark. My color, they have deep, and I feel like deep, excuse me, I feel like deep is very, very ashy. So dark was a little bit too red, but I can make it work. I feel like in the summertime, once I get a little bit more color to my skin, I can make this work better. However, I would not go for this in the summertime just simply because I am oily, hot heat, glowy. I'm good on that. In the summertime, typically, I only wear powder, but if I'm going out, then I will do my MAC Matchmaster. And then since we're talking about droppers, oh yeah, I'll show you guys this. I'm sure you've seen it already, but comes out like this, and it has a little dropper, and I have a review on this. I'll be sure to put that down below. And then the MAC Studio Waterweight. Okay, this one is interesting to me because it says Waterweight, but it's not a glowy foundation, and it's not really, I wouldn't say it's a hydrating foundation. I think they say that just simply because it is more of a runnier foundation, but I had no issues with this foundation. Don't dislike it. You just unscrew it, and like I said, it has a dropper here, and then you just drop it on the hand. Make sure you shake it really, really well. This actually lasted way longer than I expected. I was thinking because, you know, it's a water weight foundation or more hydrating, that once I blotted my face, it would come off and transfer. It does transfer a little bit, but for all in all, this is a great foundation. I feel like for teenagers or for someone that's not looking for a full coverage and a little bit of hydration, this is a good foundation for you. And then my last but not least, this has been my favorite for the past month. This is the Nars Velvet Matte Skin Tint. I love Nars foundation. Nars was probably, Nars was one of the very first high-end foundations I bought when I was in beauty school, and they discontinued the formula that I like. It was the Nars Sheer Matte Foundation. They kept the Sheer Glow, but for some reason they discontinued the matte, so I was a little upset about that. But they came out with the Luminous All Day, no interest in it, didn't even bother it. But when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, I like this because it's not a glass bottle. This is something that's really easy for me to travel. So if I'm traveling, I'll go for this one or this one, and it kind of gives me two options so far if I want to look like. If I want to look a little bit more glowier, I'll use a stick. More mattifying, I'll use this. Lightweight, easy to apply, blends out so well. I was nervous about the shade, the tone of this, because it looks like it's going to be too light, but when I put it on my face, it worked. This is definitely my current favorite foundation of the moment. So we made it. That is my foundation collection. So now I just want to give you guys a couple of my recommendations. Something that you always want to do, no matter if you are dry or oily, you want to hydrate your skin. I like to use either the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel, or I'll use the I'll use the Insta Natural Hydrogel Cream. And then for summer times, or when it does start to get a little warmer, I like to use a Dermalogica Matte Moisturizer. So this is bomb. So after you've already got yourself, just depending on your skin type, hydrate, and then if you want to prime. Sometimes if it gets a little too warm, I will skip the moisturizer and I'll just go straight into priming. So the primer of choice that I've been loving right now is the Mattifying Primer by Cover FX. This is really, really good. And I love that you can get a little sample size to try it out first before you, commit and fork out all the money to get the big one. One that I like to use for the drier skin, the Smashbox Photo Primer Oil. I use that on my clients that have dry skin. The foundation goes on nice, smooth, no problem, doesn't get caught up in any dry patches, won't settle in any fine lines. It just makes everything nice and smooth. So, primers, hydrating, and something else that you can do for dry skin, use a little setting mist or a hydrating boost mist. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. I like to use this one or the Smashbox Photo Primer Water. So recommendations, let me start with oily skin first, just simply because that's what I got and that's what I can relate to. So my top favorite foundations for oily skin, I'm going to recommend the Maybelline Matte and Poreless, just simply because this is a knockout foundation and it's affordable. And then after that, the MAC the MAC Matchmaster. So these are, and the Nars Silver Matte Skin Tint. These are my top 3 favorite foundations in regards to oily skin. So I like to whenever I give recommendations, I like to give different price points. So I like to have one that's affordable, middle range, and high range. So affordable, matte, Maybelline, So affordable, Maybelline Matte and Poreless, mid-range, matte, mid-range, MAC Matchmaster, I can't talk, and then higher end Nars Velvet Matte Skin Tint. And then these foundations here, I'm going to recommend these for that in between that can work on everybody and on drier skin. So for foundations that I feel like can work on all skin tones, or not all skin tones, or all skin types, Born This Way Too Faced, and then the the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundations. Like I said, these glide on the skin perfectly. They blend out, they don't settle on fine lines, they don't catch on patches, and they don't intensify oily skin. So these are great for either skin types. And then things that I would recommend for dry skin. This one is super, super expensive, but I've played with these before on different people. The Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. I know that is a hefty price to fork out. However, if you were dry, you will love that. Something else I feel like you'll love if you're dry, the Stila Aqua Glow foundation. Another foundation, sorry, I'm looking around here. Another foundation that you will love. I don't have this formula on me, but the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth That is a great foundation. And then another one that I'll recommend is the MAC Mineralize in the Frost bottle. It kind of has, it doesn't have glitter in it, but it has like, you know, those little reflex in it that'll kind of give your skin that whole luminous glow within. Also, something else that I recommend for dry skin, a setting spray. They have different kinds. Like I said, I like to use this one or the Smashbox Photo Primer Water, because I feel like no matter what your skin type is, if you don't set your foundation with a powder, you will look cakey. So I know a lot of people say, oh, well, if you're dry, don't set it. But if you don't set it, it's going to shift and move. So if you're dry and you set with powder, definitely spray it, because it's going to give you that more of a lived-in look and it won't look dry on your face. So yeah, that's going to complete the video. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you think. And also, if there are any foundations out there that you didn't see that I have and you think that I would like, please leave them below, because I'm always just, I like to collect foundation. I don't wear foundation on the regular basis, but I just, you know, I'm a makeup junkie. I just like to buy things, try it out, and see how it goes. And then I like to post reviews and let you guys know my thoughts on them. So, thank you so much for watching. Please like, please watch, please subscribe. Don't leave me anything mean, because you know I don't play that. And that's it. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Have a good one, guys.